The female sexual organs can be classified into two categories: the external organs and the internal organs. The external organs of females consist of the clitoris, the mons, pubis, the inner lips, the outer lips, and the vaginal opening. Collectively, they are known as the vulva. Other terms, such as cunt and pussy, may refer either to the vulva or to the vagina, and some ethnic groups use cock for the vulva, which is slang, of course. It is not so precise as scientific language. Vulva is a wonderful term, but unfortunately it tends to be underused, the term that is. The appearance of the vulva varies greatly from one woman to the next. Now, in my next few lectures, I will be going over different parts of the female sexual organs. But in this lecture, we are going to focus strictly on the clitoris. Some people call it clitoris or clitoris. The clitoris is a sensitive organ that is exceptionally important in the female sexual response. It consists of the tip, also known as the glans, a knob of tissue situated externally in front of the vaginal opening and the urethral opening. A shaft, which is spongy bodies similar to those in the male's penis, that extends perhaps an inch into the body, and two longer spongy bodies that lie deep in the body and run from the tip of the clitoris to either side of the vagina under the major lips. Some refer to the entire structure as having a quote-unquote wishbone shape. As we will see in one of my upcoming lectures about sex hormones, sex differentiation, and the menstrual cycle, female sexual organs and male sexual organs develop from similar tissue before birth. Thus, we can speak of the organs of one gender as to organs of the other gender. A female's clitoris is homologous to the male penis. That is, both develop from the same embryonic tissue. The clitoris has a structure similar to that of the penis. The clitoris varies in size from one woman to the next, much as the penis varies in size from one man to the next. Also, the clitoris, like the penis, is erectile. Its erection is possible because its internal structure contains cavities that is filled with blood, has the similar structures to the penis too. Like the penis, the clitoris has a rich supply of nerve endings, making it very sensitive to stroking. Most women find it to be more sensitive to erotic stimulation than any other part of the body. The clitoris is unique in that it is the only part of the sexual anatomy with no known reproductive functions. All the other sexual organs serve sexual and reproductive functions. For example, not only is the vagina used for sexual intercourse, but it also receives the sperm and serves as the passageway through which the baby travels during childbirth. The penis not only produces sexual arousal and pleasure, but also is responsible for ejaculation and impregnation. Now, the clitoris clearly has an important function in producing sexual arousal and pleasure. Unlike the other sexual organs, however, it appears to have no direct function in reproduction. Now let's get to the fun part. Let's talk about the female orgasm. Well, the process of orgasm in females is basically similar to that in males. It is a series of rhythmic muscular contractions of the orgasmic platform. The contractions generally occur at about 0.8 second intervals. There may be 3 or 4 in a mild orgasm, or as many as a dozen in a very intense, prolonged orgasm. The uterus also contracts. Other muscles, such as those around the anus, may also contract. Now, in regards to the female orgasm, it can be a very funny thing. As with love, you can almost never get someone to give you a solid definition of what it is. Instead, people usually fall back on, "You'll know it when you've had one." Okay. Now, this evasiveness is probably related to several factors, most noticeable that female orgasm leaves no tangible evidence or of its occurrence like ejaculation, except for those women who do ejaculate. Also, women often do not reach orgasm as quickly as men do, a point to be discussed later on in my lectures. Now, in fact, some women, particularly young women, may think they are having an orgasm when they are not. If they have never had one before, they mistake intense arousal for an orgasm. Just what does orgasm in females feel like? That's a question that a lot of people have. Let me attempt to answer it. The main feeling is a spreading sensation that begins around the clitoris and then spreads outwards throughout the whole pelvis. There may also be sensations of falling or opening up. The woman may be able to feel the contraction of the muscles around the vaginal entrance. The sensation is more intense than just a warm glow or a pleasant tingling. In one study, college men and college women gave written descriptions of what an orgasm felt like to them. Interestingly, a panel of experts, which included medical students and OBGYNs and clinical psychologists, could not figure out which of the descriptions were written by women and which by men. This result suggests that the sensations are quite similar for males and females. Let's dive a little bit more into women's orgasm. Being a college professor, and I've been teaching for over 21 years on the college level, after talking about the sexual response cycle and orgasms in general, I have had a lot of students come up to me, young ladies, and ask whether or not they have a sexual disorder because they are unable to orgasm vaginally and only could orgasm via clitoral stimulation or oral sex. Let me attempt to answer this question for you. Well, some people believe that women can have 2 kinds of orgasm: clitoral orgasm and vaginal orgasm. The words clitoral and vaginal refer to the region of stimulation. An orgasm resulting from clitoral stimulation versus an orgasm resulting from vaginal stimulation. The distinction originated with Sigmund Freud. Freud believed that in childhood, little girls masturbate and for this reason have orgasms by means of clitoral stimulation or clitoral orgasms. He thought that as women grow older and mature, they ought to shift from having orgasms as a result of masturbation to having them as a result of heterosexual intercourse. In other words, by means of vaginal stimulation. For this reason, the vaginal orgasm was considered mature and the clitoral orgasm immature or infantile. Not only were there two kinds of orgasms, but one was regarded as better or more mature than the other. And of course, most researchers, including myself, do not believe this, okay? Now, according to the results of Masters and Johnson's research, though, there is no difference between clitoral and vaginal orgasms. The conclusion is based on two findings. First, their results indicate that all female orgasms are physiologically the same, regardless of the site of stimulation. An orgasm always consists of contractions of the orgasmic platform, whether the stimulation is clitoral or vaginal. Indeed, they found very few women could orgasm purely through breast stimulation, and that orgasm was the same as the other two, consisting of contractions of the orgasmic platform and the muscles around the vagina. So, physiologically, there is only one kind of orgasm. Of course, this does not mean that psychologically there are not different kinds. The experience of orgasm during intercourse may be quite different from the experience of orgasm during masturbation. Second, clitoral stimulation is almost always involved in producing orgasm, even during vaginal intercourse. The deep structure of the clitoris ensures that the cura of the clitoris are stimulated as the penis moves through the vaginal entrance. For this reason, even the purely vaginal orgasm results from quite a bit of clitoral stimulation. Now, clitoral stimulation is usually the trigger to orgasm, and the orgasm itself usually in the vagina and surrounding tissues. Stimulation of the glans of the clitoris by a thrusting penis in the vagina could contribute to an orgasm. Masters and Johnson also discovered that women do not enter a refractory period and that they can have multiple orgasms within a short period of time. Actually, women's capacity for multiple orgasms was originally discovered by Kinsey in his interviews with women. The scientific establishment, however, dismissed these reports as another instance of Kinsey's supposed unreliability. Now, the term multiple orgasms then refers to a series of orgasms within a short period of time. Multiple orgasms do not differ physiologically from single orgasms. Each is a real orgasm, and they are not minor experiences. Multiple orgasm is more likely to result from hand stimulation or mouth genital stimulation than from intercourse alone, since most men do not have the endurance to continue thrusting for such long periods of time. Regarding the capacity, Masters and Johnson found that women in masturbation might have 5 to 20 orgasms. Yes, you heard me right. 5 to 20. And in some cases, they quit only when physically exhausted. When a vibrator is used, less effort is required, and some women were capable of having 50 orgasms in a row. Again, you heard me correctly. 50 orgasms in a row. Such a very interesting topic. In my next lecture, I will review the other parts of the female sexual organs.